Good evening, VV Nation. Welcome to our channel. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest, and it's Friday, it's 6 p.m., it's time for the 6 p.m. video, and this evening's video is going to be on hidden gems, great growth stocks. Now, when the market's going up, and I know we're in a channel, but the market's got a whole lot of momentum with the AI story and everything, so I wanted to see what growth stocks were out there that were going to be in the best interest of you taking advantage of, and they are hidden gems. Some of these stocks you know, actually all of the stocks as I'm looking at the screen, all of them you know, but I'm going to show you what I'm looking for in regards to a growth stock and why I like these stocks. I'm going to get right into the software. No news, right? No news. We're just using the power of the VectorVest software to find these growth stocks for you to take advantage of. As I said, these stocks you do know, AMD, Mara, yes, believe it or not, I have crypto on my radar. I did a lot of research and found that a lot of institutional investors are getting on board with crypto. That's going to be a big mover to push crypto higher. Now, of course, you got to keep your eye on Bitcoin. Look at the ETF. I do like the ETF, IBIT for crypto as well. But I'm looking at a miner, Mara, which does well when crypto does well. Dell Technologies, man, oh man, this stock is killing it right now. So we're going to take a look at that. Kinross Gold. Interesting in regards to gold, make sure you pay attention to the dollar. Now, as I look at this, the first thing I see is that this is one of the first ones that is an undervalued stock. A lot of that is because gold has been beaten up, but everything that's going on with interest rates and things of that nature, I am keeping my eye on gold.
I love gold.
And I think it's got great growth potential. MGM is in here from the gaming perspective, gambling. Notice that it is also undervalued. But this is my problem child at the bottom of the list, sorted by VST. All of the VSTs are above 1. All of the RVs are above 1. From a growth perspective, I'm looking for stocks that have good upside potential over the next 1 to 3 years to outperform the market. That is a key part of the recipe when I'm looking at growth stocks. On some of these stocks, I'm willing to give up a little bit of risk. I've only got 2 stocks that have relative safeties above 1. That's Dell and AMD. But my other 3 stocks have relative safeties below 1. So I am willing to give up a little bit more risk on these stocks in anticipation of them being good growth stocks. Something else that I want you to take advantage of or take a look at, notice that as a whole, these stocks are fundamentally sound with relative value and relative safety above 1 as a whole. As a whole, these stocks are going up in price. VSTs as a whole is 1.2 and pretty resilient stocks. That's another thing that I'm looking for from growth stocks. Stocks that are resilient, stocks that can withstand long and lengthy price declines. And of course, you know me, earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher. Earnings growth as a group, 24%. Look at this, the sales growth. These companies are selling enough for this earnings growth rate to be sustainable. And if earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher, sales is the fuel in the engine, but all of that comes back to growth. Stocks that have the ability to keep going up in price over time. So those are things that caught my attention when putting this list together. I've got 3 out of the 5 stocks that are buy recommendations, 2 that are hold recommendations, and all 5 of them, as I record this video, are going up in price right now. So let's take a look at the graphs. Let me show you what I'm looking for. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my 2 best picks that I like overall. We're going to look at the Star Search, and I use this for the purposes of looking for good entries and good exits. Now, when I look at AMD over the last 3 months, from this high, I can see that it's trended lower. I like that over the last month or so, the stock is staying above that trend line, which is a positive thing. Nice update today, not in the fast lane yet. I'd like to see 2 things go on with AMD. I'd like to see it get into the fast lane and break above this level of resistance, which I think is a good level of resistance. I'm looking for 2 things to happen here, or preliminarily, because of the AI craze, AMD is in that space for semiconductors and stuff. Maybe you get into it when it's in the fast lane. Both DPOs are moving in the right direction. My next one is Mara. Now, I see a solid level of support on Mara. We're now above it. Mara is trading in the fast lane. Both DPOs are moving higher. Now, I am not a huge fan of crypto, but man, I got to keep my eyes on it. And it is currently in the fast lane. When I buy today, I'd look at 12 cents higher than the high before I pull the trigger. Next one, Dell. Now, Dell, nicely running up. I got a trend, a 3-month trend. Look at that. Staying above it all 3 months. Gap down, fading the gap in the middle lane. A lot of give back today, but look at the wick today as I record. Did get into the fast lane. Last time it was in the fast lane, it nicely went up. Nicely went up. I would still wait for this stock to get into the fast lane before I pull the trigger. All right. Next one, we have Kinross Gold. Now, when I look at this graph, bottom left, top right on gold, would I get into it yet? Man, you know something? I could pull the trigger now because it's now back above this trend line. I would look at 5 cents higher than the high. That's the aggressive way. If I need more confirmation, I'd wait for it to get into the fast lane. But I look at this graph, bottom left, top right. I like the play. I just want the play to come to me. Next one, MGM. Look at this downtrend. Look at this now. Went sideways, but look at the blast off into the fast lane. Summer's coming. People going to be traveling. Vegas is going to be a hot spot. Sin City. It's going to be a hot spot. I think MGM, you know, again, relative values. All of these relative values are above 1. Relative safety below. So this is a little bit more of an aggressive pick. RT is not there yet, but I do like that it's in the fast lane. I do like that it's in the fast lane. And that's all 5 of my stocks. So these are gems, hidden gems. Maybe not everybody's talking about them as much as I think that they should be from the perspective of being growth stocks, relative values all above 1. That is a key indicator right there. Stocks upside potential as compared to a move in the AAA corporate bonds. These stocks should outperform a AAA corporate bond over the next 1 to 3 years. Just about every stock is in an uptrend with the exception of MGM. VST is all above 1. CI is all above 1 with the exception of MGM. MGM happens to be my problem child when it comes to this, but they are undervalued. They are undervalued with a relative value above 1. Now, what are my 2 best picks? I'm going to look at Dell and I'm going to look at AMD, and I'm going to look at those because of the whole AI craze. These stocks in the process right now of starting to move up. I like these plays. I think that they take advantage of the AI momentum. Something else about Dell. I'm going to go to portfolios. I did a portfolio of the NVIDIA conference stocks. Look at where Dell is. Since I did that portfolio back on 3/19/2024, Dell is up 39%. NVIDIA, we know, is rock and rolling. TSM, it's interesting how NVIDIA has pull on all of those other stocks that he talked about in the conference. And look at how these stocks are doing. Very interesting. Dell, though, is up the second highest. And I think as a growth stock, as a gem, not enough people are talking about it. And I think that this is something that needs to be looked at. So here's, again, my top 5 stocks. AMD, again, along with Dell because of the AI craze. Keeping your eyes on Mara. Watch the dollar for gold. This is going to be more of a, I'm not going to call it a speculative play, but more of an aggressive play with MGM. Those are my growth stocks. Those are my hidden gems. These are your opportunities to make money. Thank you for that. If you like what you saw tonight, make sure you hit the like button. If you like the content that we put on our channel and you're not subscribing yet, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and you'll see videos like this every single night. Folks, this video is over. Until the next time, see ya.